Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris. Today's video, I'm just going to answer a question that I got on my last video, which I thought it would be easier to do this way than have something lost in translation via a written response. So the question I have is, I have concerns about supporting Ben & Jerry's, predominantly dairy company. No penny should go to dairy. What are your thoughts? Okay, so I've answered questions very similar to this in the past, but it's been a while, so let's break this down. Okay, so in no way am I telling anybody to go out and support any company. First off, I'm just showing everybody what's out there, what's vegan, what exists. You guys make your own decision on whether you want to buy from a company or not. With that being said, I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy when vegans boycott certain companies because they're not vegan. When you don't want to support a company that produces products that are not vegan, don't get me wrong, I completely understand that. It's almost impossible in today's day and age to completely boycott and not use any products or not do anything that doesn't do some kind of harm to animals, unfortunately. And in order to do that, you would literally have to have your own garden that would sustain you 100%, maybe trade with a close neighbor, not import anything. You would not be able to use computers or smartphones or the postal service. You wouldn't be able to use cars or fill up on gas. And that's not very realistic for the majority of people out there. I understand there probably are some people that do that, but for the majority of people, that's definitely unattainable for people that live in cities and high-rise apartments and stuff like that. So we would have to not shop at grocery stores unless they were 100% vegan. And even then, they'd be using transportation that would likely impact animals somewhere along the line that way. So when you're shopping at a grocery store, which I don't have the luxury of going to a vegan grocery store unless I'm going to drive 3 hours. I shop at, Wegmans, Target, other stores around me. And these stores, a certain percent of what you buy there goes towards the store overall. And these stores sell meat and dairy and things that aren't vegan. So it's almost impossible to be 100% only buying things that are vegan and not impacting animals in some way, shape, or form. So how can we, impact this with our dollar? How do we break this down? Supply and demand. A company like Ben & Jerry's, and I've said this before, first of all, that's a huge company. I mean, they are one of the biggest companies here in our country. When they make a move, other companies watch what they do and analyze what they do and see if it can fit their business model. Now, at one point, I was an executive of a very large store, like a $300 million a year store. At some point I was in charge. It was kind of like a rotation thing. So certain nights of the week I would be in charge of this store. So I know about inventory. I know about supply and demand. I know when people buy something, it goes into the inventory. And if you have two of the same thing, but one's red and one's blue, and somebody buys a blue one, it doesn't just go in for both of them to order, maybe another red one. You're going to order another blue one. And that's the same with the ice creams, what we're talking about here at Ben & Jerry's. Now, by no means is Ben & Jerry's a vegan company, and oftentimes I like to see companies go in this direction. What I don't like to see is companies that start out vegan and then start expanding with non-vegan products. That's going backwards. That's not what we want to see. But for instance, Ben & Jerry's have always been a non-vegan company, and their product is ice cream. It's a dairy product. But a few years back, we know that they decided they're going to try their hand in vegan ice cream. So they made some, I think 4 flavors, and they wanted to see how that would work, how that would affect their customer base, their profits. And sure enough, it worked. And there was a demand there, and it made room for them to make more products. So they rolled out 4 more flavors, and every year after that, they've been rolling out more and more flavors. And I think they started out with 4, and I believe they're over 20 flavors now. And this is making room for a vegan market there. Now they're seeing that it is taken off, and these products, I mean, they're really good. I mean, just for instance, go watch Noah Craig's video that he did last week with his Ben & Jerry's taste test, and he's got relatives in there that are by no means vegan, and they can't, tell the difference. And that's that's how it is with stuff like this. Now you have a product like this and you have the demand coming in to make more. You can't have infinite amount of flavors. Stores just don't have room for that. So it's possible that when the vegan product starts growing and growing and growing like it is, they might take some of their non-vegan flavors and kind of roll some of those ones back to make room for the vegan ones, for the vegan flavors. You know, this is a good thing. And again, other companies see what they're doing. They see their business model, especially big companies like this, and then they want to follow suit. Everybody, you know, really honestly, I don't really care what the reason is. It's for, you know, it's for making money. It's for profits. But hey, if we can have the profits going in our favor, then I want to support something like that. Most people know what Ben & Jerry's is. It's a household name. So when people go out to buy Ben & Jerry's, they're not going to question, like, for instance, if you brought something like a vegan only product, you're going to have people that are going to be hesitant to try it because it's vegan, and that's just what tradition has told them. They think, you know, certain things are gross. Usually when they do try it, they like it. But when they see something like a Ben & Jerry's item, they're less reluctant to try it. So my analogy for this was, if somebody is out on vacation with family members, let's say this person's a vegan, but maybe their family members aren't, and they're like, okay, so let's go to the store and let's get some food, let's get some snacks. So you go to the store, Ben & Jerry's is sold pretty much everywhere, and you find a non-dairy Ben & Jerry's, you just grab it. They're not going to complain that that doesn't taste good because it's vegan, because that's not the case. They taste delicious. So you bring that back, and somebody might be eating that and then look at the package and say, oh my God, this is dairy-free, and this is delicious. I could totally do that, knowing that it's better for them, it's better for the environment, and it's absolutely better for the animals. Now, some people say the supply and demand thing just doesn't really help with the vegans, with the vegan movement. That's ridiculous. We're seeing things being changed. I mean, from when I went vegan 26 years ago, none of this stuff existed. There was no vegan mark saying something certified vegan. It didn't exist. And the products that we have today are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's more and more of them. You can go out there and pretty much anywhere buy a vegan product, and you're voting with your dollars. Now, I don't care what somebody's saying that doesn't work. It does work. You're seeing companies change their whole business model because of this. And yeah, we still have a problem with the subsidies with the meat and dairy industry, but soon I think that is going to be a thing of the past. I mean, we're even seeing like dairy farmers stopping dairy farming and moving on to, you know, something like a plant-based milk. I've already seen a couple of those things happen. I think Elmhurst was one of them. There's another one that's happening, and I think there was a documentary about another farmer that did the same thing, and instead of sending all the cattle to slaughter, sent them to a sanctuary to live out the rest of their natural life. Now, I'm not telling anybody what to buy and what not to buy, but I do think there's a lot of hypocrisy behind, you know, boycotting certain companies because they also make something that's not vegan. Personally, I can't remember the last time I bought ice cream. I tend to, if I crave ice cream, I will make frozen banana ice cream, and that satisfies me. It's a lot better for you, for one, and I feel a little healthier by, you know, doing that. But with what I do on YouTube, I have companies send me this stuff, and I'm not going to say no. I want people to know that it's out there, and I would much, much, much rather somebody bought a vegan Ben & Jerry ice cream than a non-vegan ice cream anywhere. It exists. It's an option, and I understand where people are coming from. They don't want to put a penny towards this, but it's all moving us in the right direction. If I can find a company that's all vegan, I tend to go with them over other companies that, you know, like Ben & Jerry's. But I will never tell anybody to boycott a company like that, or to not buy from a company like that because of veganism. I mean, what it really comes down to is that one word in the definition of vegan is something practicable. And is it practical in your everyday life? It's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but I think we can all remain vegan and still live our everyday lives and continue to do these things. Because again, like, if you're going to hold others to that standard, it's hypocritical if you're not holding yourself to that same standard. And again, you can't travel unless you're walking or riding on a bike, and that's not practicable for every single person, not for most people. I mean, I know I can't ride a bike right now in the winter. You know, I drive a car, I use a smartphone, and I use a computer, and I do all these to get my message out to all of you. And without it, I think I would be doing less of a service for the animals than I would if I wasn't doing that. So make your own decisions based on what you know. But again, this video, I'm not forcing anybody to go out and buy Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I'm just showing people the double standard there. So I felt this way for a very long time, and I've always, you know, I'm always excited when non-vegan companies are going in the right direction. I'd much rather companies like this continue to expand their vegan selections, and hopefully that will mean that they will get rid of some of their non-vegan flavors, and the same with other companies. Hopefully there's a market for it in the future, and we can only hope that it's going to go that way, and I think it will. I think that the dairy industry is, obviously they're scared because of some of the things they've been doing, trying to push lawsuits on vegan companies because of the names that they're calling their products, even now because of like some of the cartons they're using for some of the vegan milk. And I think that's absurd, because in the same milk carton, you know, we have orange juice and different juices, and now, you know, vegan milk, which has been like that for a very, very long time, and now they're trying to make lawsuits so that they can't use the same carton. It just goes to show that they're in an industry that it's dated and it's going out of style. They're trying to hang on to everything that they have there, but that's not the future. People are starting to wake up against this, and again, if they didn't receive the subsidies that they have, they would be long gone by now. As long as you keep supporting vegan products, because like I said, and that whole supply and demand, if you're buying the vegan ice cream, Ben & Jerry's is not ordering more non-vegan ice cream. They're ordering more of the vegan. They're making more of the vegan ice cream when you buy more vegan ice cream. So if there's anything I missed, or there's any other questions, feel free to comment below. I'll try to answer anybody else's questions on that. And don't forget to subscribe, survive, watch out for zombies, and I'll see you guys in the next video.